Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how to take your reference photo and turn it into a drawing. So the items that you'll need for this process is a white piece of paper, preferably 8 by 10 so it's not too large and not too small. A ruler is optional, and then of course a pencil and eraser. You can go ahead and freehand draw this picture if you would like to, or you can use some sort of a grid to help you with proportions and drawing accuracy. I'm going to use a small grid here to help me with the proportion and drawing accuracy. And I'm only going to split up my paper into 4 parts. And so here I am, I'm dividing the length of my paper into 2 equal parts. And so I measured out the halfway point on the top and on the bottom, and then connected them with the anchor points. And now I'm going to divide the horizontal length of my paper in half, making a mark for the top and bottom of the image as well, and then connecting those anchor points with a straight line. Now that I have my photo reference gridded, I am going to apply the same grid to my 8 by 10 paper. I'm just going to divide it in half vertically and horizontally using the same method of creating the anchor points at the top and bottom, and then connecting it with a straight edge. Alright, so here we see that both the photo reference and my paper have been divided equally up into 4 equal parts. And now I can kind of figure out from there how to place my crow onto my paper. And I'm just going to kind of visually draw some very light lines, kind of figuring out, what part of the bird will fall into the upper right hand fourth of my paper, how much of the bird is taking up space in the left upper corner of my paper, and then the bottom left hand corner, and then the bottom right hand corner. And so I'm just making very light markings, kind of using that grid to help me visualize and place my bird on my paper. Once you have the generic outline and placement of your animal on your paper, you can then move on to adding some of the details to your animal. Here I have some of the feathers already drawn out, and I'm going to go ahead and start rendering out more of the details of the feathers and the details of the beak as well as the eye, trying to capture as much as possible on here, and kind of prepping my drawing here for the fragmentation part. When you're working on this step, a couple of things you want to avoid is hair and fur. So tiny little bits of fur detail, please don't draw them in. You may want to kind of draw locks or chunks of fur or hair to create the separation of the space, but we're not drawing any of the finer details of the individual lines. When you're finished, you should have something like this. Good luck with your drawing, everyone.